everyone. It's still just September, but it's spring and I've been out in the garden and I've got myself a little thing to cheer me up because it's been a bad week. I've still got, it's been a tough month. And apologies for the lateness of this behind the scenes video. I actually had a fall and smashed my head on the concrete a couple of weeks ago and I've still got a massive headache, so I'm not doing these lights very well at all at the moment. But I did get today, my CT scan is clear, yay! So I can have aspirin again, yay for aspirin! So enough of me and my woes. This is about you. So today I'm going to do a few different things. I'm going to do an unboxing. I'm going to show you a research video I did for a fay tale. I went in town and had some fun. Today I'm going off to do some more research. I'm going to the Adelaide Arcade Museum for some research for a fay tale, which is Auntie Enid #2, and there's also a bookshop called Adelaide Booksellers that actually has a couple of the books I just borrowed from the library, which I'm going to need a lot more often, so I might as well go buy them. So it's a research trip today, so I say so a lot. I do. Okay, let's go. Make it so.
Yes.
Okay, so we're at Hungry Jack's car park and I'm going to see if I can find the, what do you call it? Plaque for Conan Doyle. I've also had 2 interviews in September. So one was with Words Out Loud, and I'm going to add in a little behind the scenes at the interview there.
Everybody.
Hello.
And do you like my colours? It's just gorgeous. I'm wattle. I am so straight.
Okay, so say hello.
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 Hello, how you going? Lovely to be here with you.
Support Karen. She's really
fun, Karen. Thank
good
you.
value for money.
It's just Karen, a working image in steampunk. Even though she's not full on steampunk at the moment, she is got steampunk touches, and she's just beautiful.
Good morning and welcome to Words Out Loud, a fortnightly program. I'm Joanne Baker. Let me introduce today's panel. We have poet, published author and president of Adelaide Plains Poet, Carolyn Corden.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome, Carolyn. And our special panellist today, writer of Victorian mystery, steampunk, fantasy and mysteries. Our guest today is Karen Carlisle. Welcome, Karen.
Hello, Joe. Hello, Carol.
First up, let's hear.
And I also did one for the recovery and well-being show, both on PBA FM. You can hear the interview Words Out Loud on my website on the interviews. So you go to www.karencarlisle.com/about/interviews, I think. The other one, they're hoping to eventually have podcasts up, but because of the sponsor, they can't just give me stuff to put up. So that's cool, you know. But that was a very interesting one too, talking about mental health. As you know, for September, I've been raising money for Lip Temper, which raises money and awareness for research into mental health, particularly women's mental health. A lot of research has actually been done on men for women's mental health, but we have different hormones and everything, so it's not quite the same kettle of fish, as they say. So far I've raised $95, and I know a couple of patrons have done that, so thank you very much. You didn't have to, but thank you very much. So I finally finished doing subtitles for the 2 talks I did at the Adelaide Steampunk Festival. The first one was the official launch of Department of Curiosities. Now, as you know, it came out, it was released in the 22nd of May when I was in Hobbiton, if you've been watching the videos. But I haven't had a chance to officially release it, and so I did that, a book launch at the Adelaide Steampunk Festival, and I have posted about that, as you've seen the video already, and that will probably be going live today or tomorrow. I think today. And so everyone can see that now, but you got the sneak peek, so that was pretty cool. I also did a talk on steampunk in general, because there's a world out there with amazing people who do stuff. So I did a talk on steampunk and authors, particularly because, of course, I'm a writer. Australian authors, a little bit on the controversies, because you know they have to know there's some there, and what's happening overseas. So that was really cool. And so finally I've got this. That's a long intro. Finally I've got the subtitles done. That is really not a short process. It'd be great if the auto subtitles worked, but some of them are just a little bit interesting, and I'll just show you an example of that next. About clowns, fine. You know, so yeah. Anything else?
I think we've covered.
I was fortunate to have a couple of Auslan interpreters, that's Australian Sign Language, for both talks, which was great. Some of you probably know losing my hearing a little bit. It's hereditary. You know, what can you do? Can't do much about hereditary. Yeah. That's why I also put subtitles down the bottom of my, I'll try to put subtitles at the bottom of my videos now. It takes days and days and days, and it is hard work listening, because I don't hear so well, and then typing out the stuff. Thank goodness my mum made me learn to type. But I do want to be inclusive, and I do want to have the spoken word as well as the written word available to people who have harder hearing. So yeah, that's why it takes me a little bit longer to get out some of these videos I do, because I do try, I think I remember about 90%, 99% of the time, to put subtitles in them, and eventually I want to go back to all my old videos on YouTube and put in subtitles. That's going to take a long time. So yeah. We also did a photo shoot for the Steampunk Festival, and a group of us went down to the National Railways Museum, and we got into the Advertiser, the Local Messenger, and actually the Sunday Mail, so that was pretty cool. I'll also add a little bit of the hats I made for Steampunk Festival. I've been having fun with that. And I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. I'll probably be doing a makers video for that later, but you get the sneak peek first because you're my Patreons. Thank you. Well, that's your lot for September. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies again for it being late. You know, I didn't plan on some things happening this month, but yeah, that's the way life is. And NaNoWriMo is coming up, so I'm going to have to bust a gut and actually really get some words down on paper for you guys. Thank you very much again. So thank you. Bye!
Times, listen to the children with the nursery rhymes. Here comes the chopper.